Hello everybody, it's Colin from Cistel. In this video series, I'm covering features of Office 365 that a lot of organizations are unaware of or underutilize. So this is part 2 of using Skype for Business. In my previous video, I covered the basics of Skype for Business, covered presence, instant messaging, voice calling, and video calling. In this video, I'm going to talk about Skype Meetings. And I'm going to get a little bit deeper. We're going to talk about how to manage a Skype meeting. So we're going to look at sending the invitation, managing users in the lobby, managing multiple speakers, screen sharing, and recording for later playback. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is Skype for Business. Skype meetings are really geared towards up to about 250 users. If you need to go beyond that, there's another service that I'll talk about a little bit later. But it's typically for dozens to maybe 100, 200 people, and there is a limitation of 250 participants in a Skype meeting. So I'm going to jump to Outlook, and the reason I'm going to jump to Outlook is because that's where we're going to send our invitation from. The very first thing we're going to want to do is create a meeting request in Outlook and send out the invitations. So I'm going to assume you already know how to launch Outlook and navigate the Outlook calendar. I'm going to choose a time for the meeting. In this case, I'm going to choose Monday at 2:30. I'm going to right-click the time and select New Appointment. Now, this is just like any other meeting request in Outlook with one change. If I select the Appointment tab, you'll notice there's something new here. Skype Meeting. I'm going to click Skype Meeting and it's going to auto-populate much of this request for me. So there we go. There's a link in there. There's help. So people that have never done this before, when they receive this request, they can join the meeting by clicking the link. And if they don't have the Skype client installed, they can do it in their browser as well. So I need to do two more things now. I need to create a subject for this. And I need to select some attendees to send this to. It's all done now. All I have to do is click send. They can accept the meeting request just like they would any other Outlook meeting request and attend through the link in the invitation. I'm going to go away for a while and I'm going to come back at 2:30 and show you how to manage that meeting. Before your meeting starts, you may want to organize how people enter the meeting. You may not want everyone to be on the call before you arrive, and you don't necessarily want them to be talking to each other until you're able to do introductions. So what we do is, before the meeting starts, we click the link as the meeting organizer. It'll open up the Skype client and take us right in. And look, I'm the only one on the call. What I can do is, if I can go to more options down here in the corner, I can choose my Skype meeting options. Notice, I can choose who waits in the lobby and why. So I have nobody has to wait in the lobby. Anyone from my organization can enter without waiting in the lobby. People that I invite to the call don't have to wait in the lobby, or just me. If I choose it to be just me, then everybody will be waiting in the lobby until I admit them. This prevents the meeting from starting before you're ready to present your content. If you have people joining the call that don't know each other, you can take the opportunity to make introductions. When people arrive for the meeting, I'll get this yellow bar showing me that there are people in the lobby and how many are there. I can either click admit or see who's in the lobby before I admit them. We are now on the Skype call. I'm going to change the view. I'm going to add a conversation pane. People can type here. Can everybody hear me? If I click the participant icon, which looks like a crowd of people in the top left corner, I can send a direct message to someone. I can mute their microphone or enable their microphone. I can control their camera by pausing it or stopping it, or I can make them a presenter. If we press the icon that looks like a screen, we get multiple presentation options. We can present a desktop, present a program, present PowerPoint files, among others. If I select Present Program, I'll get a list of programs to choose. And then when I click Present, I'll get a message indicating what people will be able to see. This would be a good time to close background applications that you don't want people to see. So now that you've got someone presenting content, you might want to record what's going on in your Skype for Business presentation. We're going to go to the ellipsis in the bottom of the screen, and we're going to click Start Recording. All the participants will see a yellow bar when recording starts, indicating that recording is in progress. If there's any video being shared at this point in time, the video will be captured as well. If there's only audio, only the audio will be captured. The recording can be controlled at the same place. Click the ellipsis and you can stop the recording or pause it to do whatever you need to do. Once you stop the recording will be processed and put onto a server that you can access to distribute the recording at a later date. When you're done with your session, you press the hang up button to end your Skype session. So just to recap, we covered sending the invitation, we covered managing users in the lobby, we covered managing multiple speakers, screen sharing, and recording the presentation and retrieving it for later playback. Some of the things I didn't cover in this video include voice calling 1-800 numbers. So you can set up a toll-free number to have people dial into. They could use a traditional telephone or any other dialing device like a smartphone, but they don't need to have the Skype client installed. And it acts much like a traditional conference call. And people that are joining from the Skype client or from their browser can still hear the participants that are coming in on the 1-800 number. You've also got multi-platform support. Multi-platform support includes most modern browsers, most smartphones, and tablets. Devices running iOS, Android, Windows Phone, etc. I mentioned that there was a limit of 250 participants in a Skype meeting. That's a lot of people. You can have some fairly large, engaging meetings with up to 250 people. But if you need to go beyond that, if you want to engage with up to 10,000 participants, there's something called a Skype meeting broadcast. You have access to this through your Office 365 subscription, but you have to go to a special portal to set it up because it's run through different servers that are designed to handle a large number of participants. Some very neat features with that service. You can secure the meeting so only listed attendees can attend, so you can scope it down. It's a little easier to manage 10,000 participants with the attendee list. You can create a video, much like we did in this session, and you can save it for on-demand availability to people that attended the meeting that are on the list. You can also include some audience participation apps, such as Microsoft Pulse, to let you know how the event's going. You can imagine when you have 10,000 participants or even a few thousand participants, letting them all have access to a microphone and speak at once and try to interact with each other can become a little chaotic. So these types of tools allow large numbers of people to participate in an aggregated, controlled way. So you can use things like polling questions so you can see what people think about things rather than having everybody chime in as to what they think. Worth exploring if you're going to be using Skype for business for large events. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something. I hope you join us again soon.